good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a 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 good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation.
Welcome friends. This episode I'm doing a review and walk around of the WJ as well as asking for a recommendation on how to proceed with fixing the steering. In the last episode I mentioned that the final cost of the Jeep was $11,884. That is a lot of money, and it came as a big surprise to me after adding everything up. The question is, was it worth it? And I'm gonna say no. You know, financially this was a pretty poor decision. When I got the Jeep back in March, there wasn't really anything around the $2,000 mark that I paid for it, and there definitely weren't any four-wheel drive SUVs in good condition for under 15 grand at that time. But searching just now, there are dozens in the area where my mother lives for under $10,000 with fewer than 100,000 miles. So right now I definitely wouldn't make that decision. I'd probably put her in a four-door Wrangler or even an excellent condition WJ Special Edition that I found on Auto Trader for 6 grand. There's just a lot more options right now. But whatever I would have purchased, I probably still would have ended up spending a few grand on maintenance and suspension. The way that I'm making myself feel better about all this is by telling myself that it was just a great project and learning experience. More about the learning than the final product. The WJ is more of an enthusiast vehicle also, with the solid front axle and now a Dana 44 in the rear. So I'll try not to lose any sleep over it. But let's take a look at the Jeep. The interior is in much better shape, but that driver door armrest still needs work. The black cloth interior looks fantastic until you put a dog in the back, and then everything just gets covered in dog hair. It's really hard to clean up. My quarter panel repair job also still looks great, but I should have painted all the way to the tailgate to avoid that awkward clear coat line. The tailgate paint is still holding up, but the Herculiner on the bumpers and the trim is a little disappointing. It's just getting super gray and chalky. It's definitely not what I expected from that product. I thought that would hold up a lot better than it has held up. But no issue with the brakes or the suspension at all. Still works great. The headlights definitely need to be replaced since they're cracking. I might end up going with some aftermarket ones after all to avoid the nonsense I went through before. The hood paint job is still a regret of mine, and once it starts to get really bad, I'll probably fly down to Florida and find a new hood with original paint in the same color. The Duplicolor trim paint seems to be holding up well, but you need to keep wax away from it. Otherwise you'll end up with those little white marks that you see there. The undercarriage is still in good condition. There's no issues with the transmission mount or the running boards or any of the other components that I installed underneath the vehicle. Everything's still working really well. And I mean, it's only been driven 6,000 miles now since my mom got it. The Jeep has had one major problem since Mama got it. One of the heater core hoses busted open and sprayed coolant everywhere. Luckily, it happened right next to a mechanic, and they were able to get her back on the road the next day with 2 new coolant hoses headed to the heater core. So that was fine. I'm very happy that happened next to a mechanic. So right now, the only real issue I have is figuring out the steering. I've tightened the box quite a bit, and the steering gets quicker and tighter, but there's still a dead area that makes it difficult to drive at high speeds. This is the first solid front axle vehicle I've worked on, so apparently I'm just super ignorant on how significant the caster angle is here. I'm thinking that I'll swap the lower control arms with adjustable ones from Iron Rock Off-Road to correct the caster back to over 6 degrees, since I'm currently at 4.6 on one side and 5.1 on the other. Any recommendations that you guys have on angle would be helpful. The alignment sheet shows 6 to 7.5 degrees, but online everyone just says 6 degrees. So I don't know if it would be better right in the middle of the range at around 6.7. I am still kicking myself for not going all the way with a full kit from the start. Anyway, I guess I'll make another follow-up video after correcting the caster and getting in alignment. I'm headed back across the country soon, so the next video will likely be the last one I make on the Jeep. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.